Hi everybody, it's Nick again. I've got some more thoughts on transformation actually, and this thought was inspired by Anj, my good friend, because she just forwarded one of my posts on a tweet, and she said, you know, I vlog about the menopause and organisational transformation a lot, and actually they're more interlinked than you would think, and it really inspired a thought in me, and I thought, yeah, you're absolutely right, Anj. So when we talk about menopause, you know, we talk about extreme fatigue and anxiety, a loss of ourselves, and you know, an overwhelming feeling of just feeling rough, feeling crap. And when we talk about another thing, for example, when we talk about depression, you know, we talk about the fact that what we're seeing that does help is, you know, proper, deep, meaningful human connection, having a purpose, spending time in nature, amongst other things. And these are just some really basic things that individual needs. They need to take time out to recuperate. They need to be with nature. They need to believe in something. They need to be connected with other people, part of a community. And it suddenly hit me, you know, an organisation is simply a collective of people. So what an organisation needs is not that different to what people need. Now, when we talk about transformation, you know, we go on and on and on about all the different reasons why transformation fails and so forth. But actually, we really need to get to the root causes of it. And what I have seen many, many, many times when I have gone into organisations are that people are just so knackered and exhausted and, quite frankly, pissed off. They're just not interested. They've probably done change to death. They are hanging on by their fingertips. You know, we don't get people to run a marathon every single day, do we? You know, we get them to take some rest and time out in between. Yet we don't apply that same principle to our working practices. But we're constantly pushing productivity. You know, we expect people to be engaged and motivated with an organisation, yet what do we give them to be engaged and motivated about? It's not just about giving them purpose. It's not enough to have an organisation that has a purpose. You need to make those people feel that they are of value, that they mean something, that they count. And actually, when you are constantly putting profit before purpose, you completely negate that, because they know damn well that if the targets aren't hit, if things go wrong, then actually what's the first place most organisations go to? It's redundancies. So you're a commodity. You're just somebody that can be got rid of if the organisation can no longer afford you. And so there is absolutely no wonder at all that what I have definitely seen a lot of in my career is a fatigue and an exhaustion in the organisation and a real lack of engagement. And that means that it is really tiring for people. It's really tiring doing a job that doesn't feed your soul. It's really tiring doing a job where you're coming from a place of fear. You know, if you don't hit this target, if you don't do that, if you're not this productive, if you're not seen to be this. And it is really tiring working in an organisation where you have to mould yourself to fit, where you can't just be who you are. You know, your creativity is stifled. You know, the very core of you is stifled. And this is really at the root cause. You're not going to get really amazing transformation in organisations where your people are completely exhausted, completely disengaged, they don't feel safe, they don't feel of value. They are hanging on with every fibre of their being to some level of stability, some level of certainty, because they are so scared in a lot of cases of what the other stuff means. So how on earth are you going to get them to buy into whatever the transformation is? It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter how many processes. It doesn't matter how many millions of quid you throw at consultants. If you haven't dealt with the absolute fundamentals upon which your organisation is built, which is the people, and getting those people engaged and ensuring that they are passionate, they have a purpose, they have some rest, but they have some rest time, they have enough space to be creative in themselves, you're really never going to pull off transformation. And that's a tough one. And that's a tough one because that really means you've got to look at yourselves. Every single person that is of influence and is making leadership decisions and is influencing where that organisation is going needs to look at themselves, and they need to look at the way they are leading and the examples they are setting. And there need to be some very hard conversations, and the uncomfortable truths need to be faced. And the things that create that toxic environment and create that disengagement, and actually, just basic stuff over profit over purpose, it may well be that you just can't have those big bonuses. It may well be that you just need to use some of your profit to actually reinvest it in your people and in the health of the organisation, not in the health of your balance sheet. Because the health of your balance sheet will follow if your people are engaged and productive and creative and are actually working towards what the organisation is. Then your balance sheet will follow. And that was just a thought that, Anj, you inspired in me. I think there's a really direct comparison between some of the struggles we are seeing individuals having on a very personal level, and when we talk about organisational transformation, and just really the way organisations are. Organisations are just a collection of people, right? We're just human beings. Organisations need to be operating on the basis of a community. Well, do you know what? You need to give a shit about your people. It's just that simple. On that note, I'll leave it. And Anj, thank you very much for the inspiration. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.